Yes. What is up, everybody? Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Network coming at you with another edition of the Unscripted Sportscast. My peeps, Merry Christmas. Shout out to my boy Jim, fan of the van. We had a banging show, Cigars and Sports, this past Saturday. Go check it out. It was a nice, long 2-hour, 45 minutes. We had a lot to say because we took a nice month off before this episode. And, we even dropped some knowledge and predictions, not just in sports, but also on the number one show that's trending, Stranger Things. So tune in for sports and check out Jim's awesome, unbelievable conspiracy theory, but very, very spot on, educated take on how the show is going to end. All right. For shizzle my nizzle. But we are back, boys and girls. We are back. Merry Christmas, everybody. And happy pre-New Year's as we're ending another year. You know, we are heading into 2026. 2025 is in the bits. It's going to be in the wraps here shortly. I'm actually checking, see what's going on here on for some reason my broadcast is not available here on X. Let me just double check. I'm checking the sound here. Let's see open live video. Something's going on. Oh, here we go. Checking the video. Making sure that this is working. Hold me 1 second. Checking the sound here. Yep. Sound is working. I'm back on. For some reason, sometimes when you go live right on X, it gives you that unavailable video. I guess when I open the app too early, but I like to check my my sound every once in a while because sometimes something happens. But yeah, we're live on X, YouTube, Rumble, and on Twitch. All right. Last show of the Unscripted Sportscast of 2025. About to give you a banger. And banging around, we had Justin Herbert. Decision made by John Harbaugh saying, well, guess what, dude? I am shutting you down for week 18. Brilliant fucking move. I mean, all they're doing is playing for a position. They're either going to be the number 7 seed or the 5th seed. They're not having any home field advantage. It doesn't give them anything in return. All right. Herbert suffered a fractured hand this November and has been playing with it, and it caused him to miss some games. So remember, you want him to go in as healthy as possible. They already secured the wild card spot. The seed is not going to matter. The Broncos already clinched home field advantage, and they're playing for the number 1 seed, so they're probably going to beat the Chargers and get number 1 seed in the NFC. The Broncos, again, they're the top seed. There's nothing you could do there. And at 11-5, the Chargers are heading to the second straight postseason of the Jim Harbaugh. And I think it's smart. I think it's very smart that they are shutting Herbert down. You want him healthy. Herbert hasn't had much success in the playoffs, so I guess you want him to go in healthy and in the right mental state. Therefore, hey, right move. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the top coaches in this game, brother. You know, whether it's in the NFL or college, Jim Harbaugh knows what the fuck he's doing. And it's a good chance. You know, give Trey Lance the ball, let him get killed out there. Rest some players, I'll guarantee. And they said that they might rest some other players as well. I mean, I'll be putting out the second team out there, bro. I know some people say, well, you know, you want to stay active, right? You don't want a 2-week wait. Listen, dude, they got Keenan Allen, who's banged up. Omari Hampton, who already missed a bunch of games. All right, LeConkey hasn't been Lad McConkey hasn't, the Laddie Mac McConkey hasn't been the same dude now this season. So I'm good to go with that. So actually got some people coming over for the game tonight. So let me see here. Sorry, guys, I'm multitasking. I'm doing the show and I'm actually texting individuals at the same time. But yeah, I mean, Keenan Allen is a veteran. You want to have everybody rested and healthy because they're going to have, I don't know what the matchup in the first round is going to be just yet, but it's going to be difficult. And you want your best players, including your quarterback, to be at his best physical peak and behavior. So I'm okay with that. He deserves to. I think it's the right move. It's a no-brainer, actually. You know, this is not a Dan Campbell move here, man. All right, guys. You know, Jim Harbaugh is no Dan Campbell. There's actually elevator goes to the top floor. All right, so for shizzle my nizzle, that's where we go right now, baby. But yeah, man, Justin Herbert is shut down for the rest of the season, but it's all good. It's all good from Diego to the bag. Justin Herbert had a good season this year. Started out like a house of fire, then got hurt and banged up, but had another good season. This guy's a Pro Bowler. This guy's a stud. I think Justin just needs to get over the hump and at least win one playoff game so he can get out of the Dak Prescott. He needs to get under the Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, umbrella or shadow he's under for not winning a playoff game. He looked like shit last year. So, all good. I think it's a smart move. I think it's a very smart move. Heading over, we have some drama going into Week 18. Boys and girls, we have a few matchups here that are going to go down to the last week of the season. Week 18 is going to decide who's going to be the division winners for the NFC South, NFC West, and the AFC North. Let's start with the NFC West because the 49ers have surprised everybody. Nobody knew with all the injuries, nobody thought that the 49ers would be in this position. Look, I was one of those guys, and I'm a huge Kyle Shanahan fan. I love great coaches because my team lacks of having really good coaches. Those are the Giants. But I love great coaches. And Kyle Shanahan, regardless of not being able to win the Super Bowl yet, is such a consistent football mind. Comes from a great stock of football family, right? His pops, GOAT. But he always gets the best out of his squad, out of his team. Had the least to work with, the most injuries, and they're competing against the Seahawks to win this division. Don't forget, that's a division that also has the MVP leading vote getter, which we're going to go ahead and talk about it in my book, and Matthew Stafford, and a real tough Rams team with Devontae Adams, all right, with Kyle Williams, with Puka Nacua, all right. They have a loaded effing team that they're also in that same division. They're going to have 3 teams going into the playoffs. But they're the teams who've had the most injuries. Fred Warner, you know what I'm saying? Brandon Ayuk, that bum, complete washout. They're paying him for nothing. Gone. They've been playing with, even their young star wide receiver who hasn't been able to stay on the field, and Ricky Pearsall has been hurt most of the season. They've been doing it with Kevin Bourne. All right? Think about it. Jennings. Brock Purdy was hurt, so guess what? Mac attack. Mac and cheese. Mac Jones went in there, held the team down. It's an unbelievable story. To me, the coach of the year, I know Vrabel has done a great job, right? Having the New England Patriots and the top of the AFC East, something that done since Tom Brady. I know you got Sean McVay as well. Ben Johnson, there's a lot of good guys, but to me, the coach of the year should go to Kyle Shanahan Jr. Why? Because he had the least amount of work with, and to me, the toughest division. You got the Rams, you got the Seattle Seahawks, all right? Tough division. If they win the NFC West, Kyle Shanahan deserves to be the coach of the year. Brock Purdy is playing lights out, man. Lights out. And the last few games, including that monster, crazy back and forth comeback win against a really good defense. It was a really good defense last night. And the damn Bears. The Bears are no joke, man. All right. It was just a really good game. Hold on, let me go back to the box score here. My man had 5 touchdowns, rushed for 2. Let me pull up here the level that Brock Purdy has been playing in the last couple of weeks, and he's heating up, and he's finally healthy. But last night, 3 touchdowns, all right, 300 and something over 300 yards, all right. Purdy rushed for 2 touchdowns, ran it for 28 yards. Of course, the engine of this team, what makes Brock Purdy work, is Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's a beast. I think he's the first player ever to have, 3 seasons now, over 1,000 receiving yards and 1,000 rushing yards. I think first player ever to do it 3 times or more. I'm not sure about that. We'll look into that. But Ricky Pearsall has not had a nice game last night. Finally, I was talking about him. So this is who they're going to in the playoffs. These are the wide receiving core. Kendrick Bourne, Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings. I said, that's it, because Kittle got hurt. They need Kittle to be healthy, which is huge. But let's take a look at Brock Purdy. In the last few games, has been playing at an elite level. He's going to finish the year with 20 touchdowns. So far, he has 20 touchdowns, 2,000 yards, 9 picks. Remember, this guy was hurt, didn't start the season that great. But when you go back to the last few weeks, let me go back here to the in recent games. He had 3 touchdowns last week. The week before against Indiana, against the Colts, had 5 touchdowns, passing touchdowns. So it's back-to-back weeks of 5 total touchdowns. Had another 3 touchdowns against Tennessee. In the last 3 weeks, this guy has had a total of 11 passing touchdowns and has rushed for 2. So that's 13 total touchdowns. He's playing at an elite level. And last night, he did it against a really good team. So let's not hate on Brock Purdy. 49ers, to me, deserve to win this division because they had the toughest battle, and they are the team that have the least amount of weapons. Let's be honest. They don't have apart from Christian McCaffrey, all right? And we keep forgetting that George Kittle is up there in age, all right? He is like Travis Kelce status, but he's better than Kelce. But he's in the Travis Kelce era age right now. So he's past due. He is not a young buck. He's not a spring chicken. But they're doing it. All right? Bosa, out for the season. Warner, out for the season. Heavy hitters on defense, out for the season. But Robert Saleh is going to get himself another coaching job, another head coaching job, because of a heck of a job he's doing as an OC again, as a DC, as a defensive coach, defensive coordinator. The Jets wasn't his fault. Let's get that clear. Robert Saleh is going to get another coaching job. So, yep, that's it. It's got to go down to the 49ers and the Seahawks. Give me the 49ers. I think the 49ers are going to beat the Seahawks and they're taking this crown for the title, baby. Niner bang bang, Niner gang. And as bad as the Bucs have been playing, even Baker Mayfield started the year as a house of fire. This is ridiculous. They're still alive and they're going to be fighting with the unlikely story of the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Bryce Young. They had a chance to close it out, but they couldn't. You know what I'm saying? It was a game that they could have closed it out, but Bryce had a really bad game. He's been having an awesome season, and yesterday he really had a horrible game. It was one of those things that he needed to step up, and I think the moment was a little too big for Bryce Young. I get it. Look, it's been an improvement of a season. No knock on Bryce Young. Bryce Young did it. Bryce Young has had a good season. There's a reason why the Carolina Panthers are in it, right? In the mix, still very much alive. They lost 27-10. Bryce Young had a horrible game, and Sam Darnold did not have a much better one. But Bryce Young had a total of 54 passing yards and a pick. That's really unlikely. You cannot do that. Great defense by the Seattle Seahawks, and that running game by Seattle was really, really good. However, you cannot win a game when your quarterback passes for 54. This is the Bryce Young of rookie season. You cannot see that. Bryce Young has been having a good season, resurgent season, and has earned the right to be the starting quarterback of this team. But you cannot fold in games like this. You got to give yourself a better shot. However, Panthers and Bucks. The Bucks have lost 4 in a row or something like that. They could have won. If they would have won last week against the damn Miami Dolphins, Quinn Ewers had himself a win. They would have, and the Panthers would have lost. This would have been a wrap. But hey, guess what? More drama for Week 18, baby. Out of these two teams, give me the Bucks. I know the Bucks been playing like shit. However, they're the team with the experience. They're the team with a superior quarterback play. Give me Baker over Bryce Young any day. So I give my nod to the Bucks. The Bucks should be able to beat the Panthers. Nice story for the Panthers. A lot of good things to build on for the future, including starting next season. Keep supporting and surrounding Bryce Young's with good weapons, and I think you got something cooking. The Bucks are going to make the playoffs again, limping in the playoffs again, because that's what they've done in the last 3 seasons. They're not doing much in the playoffs. So they're going to have all their weapons available, all their wide receivers, and Godwin and Evans. And Buka, the rookie, has been having a great season. McMillan, Tess Johnson, Sean Tucker, Irving, their running back. Again, they have, and Rashad White, they have a lot of weapons. I think Baker needs to turn the Baker magic on. It's been a little fizzled out the last 5 or 6 weeks. So, but I am going with the veteran quarterback who's been there and done that. in the same position now in the past few seasons, who's also won in the playoffs. So I'm going with the guy that's been there before against the guy, the team that has never that they are visiting now uncharted waters. Give me the Panthers and freaking give me the Bucs over the Panthers next week, week 18, and the Bucs are making the playoffs. That's exactly what I'm at right there, baby. And the last but not least, man, the AFC North, man, the slobber knocker. You got the Ravens, man. The Ravens who pulled off a win this weekend. All right, against the Packers with Derrick Henry still a stud. Just put the whole team on his back. And then, DK getting suspended this weekend. Check out, again, our latest episode of Cigars and Sports. It's up in our YouTube channel, Rumble, and Twitch. Check it out. We spoke in detail about this whole DK issue and the fan, but it hurt the Steelers. There was no movement in that offense. Aaron Rodgers looks like shit. That defense was really, really rough. Shador made one good throw, and that's all you needed in order to beat the Steelers. Again, the fact that the Ravens are still in this to have a shot to make the playoffs with all the injuries and how bad Lamar has played after the injuries, man, it's remarkable. It's remarkable. And it's also remarkable that another winning season for Mike Tomlin. We discussed that also in detail out of Cigars and Sports. Check it out. It's on the page live. The fact that he may not make the playoff, but he secured his 19 winning season in a row. So, Steeler fans, I'll let Jim dissect that for you. So, DK is not playing. The Ravens and the Steelers, winner goes to the playoffs. Aaron can pull this off. It's probably, we don't know yet. They said that they don't know if Lamar is going to be the guy. They're saying that Lamar's status is to be determined. So, they're going to play this game. If I know John Harbaugh, he's going to try to play this game. He's going to try to make sure he finagles his way and to kind of pull the Lamar Jackson starting card towards the end, whether he's going to start or not. I think Derrick Henry is going to come in like a house of blazing. The dude had like 20 carries in the first half. You're going to have to give him 50. Snoop does the offense. Again, it's beyond me why Snoop Huntley wasn't the guy that they started when Cooper Rush took over for Lamar when he got hurt. Again, when they signed, Cooper Rush in the offseason. So, but Tyler Huntley, again, knows the offense. He doesn't have to throw for touchdowns to be successful. He has to move the ball. Move the ball and give it to Henry. But it's remarkable also that the Steelers, whose division was for them to lose, are in this point that the division is for them to lose in their hands. They lose this game, they lose the division. This is a division that was kind of gift wrap for them. With Joe Burrow being hurt, the Browns being the Browns, and their quarterback carousel. Ravens getting hurt, having other players hurt, and Lamar, a bunch of defensive players at the beginning of the year, really getting off to a really rough start, and then they had a little winning streak. The Steelers could have had themselves a 3-game lead here, and they would not be in this position. It was up to them. Again, ugly head, kind of like shows itself in Arthur Smith. Really, really bad offense. The only reason these guys have put up points every once in a while is when they let Aaron Rodgers kind of run it. But it's hard to run it when your best receiver, DK Metcalf, your only receiver that's worth a shit, is not playing. And shout out to the Steelers. We went to this whole DK and the fan thing. They're not voiding his contract. I think that would be a little too much, not paying DK for, putting his hands on a heckler, which I don't think he did much for it. But however, check out the latest Cigars and Sport. Me and Jim hit that shit as well. But the Steelers, again, it was their division to lose after week 5. It's still their division to lose. And the division is for them to lose if they lose in week 18. Unreal. Unfreaking real, man. I cannot believe that, bro. I can't believe the Steelers are in this position. I'm going to double down on something, bro. Listen, Cam Ward is an NFL quarterback, and he has special talents. He is a special guy. He reached over 3,000 yards. I know they lost again. 3,000 yards passing. All right. This is a team that fired their head coach like 5th or 6th week in the season. No offensive line. A bunch of retreads. as players. No knock on this guy. But Okonkwo is having a good season. You got a special team guy being your leading receiver in DK. All right. They don't have a lot. All right. Calvin, whatever his name is. These guys have all just playing with really low par, not number one talent around him. And what he's been able to do and improve week after week and show that he can ball. He's a gamer. He's tough. 251 this week. Had a couple of threw for a couple of touchdowns. Rushed for 10 more yards. But it's some of the throws this kid makes. He is in trouble all the time because there's no protection. But he's made some great throws this season. That he has a great arm. I saw this in Miami because I'm a big Miami fan. So I saw this in UM. And I could see he has that Mahomes to him where he could make certain throws at a certain arm angles and from certain areas and even falling down that makes him special. And he has a total of 3,100 yards passing, 15 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. He's been really, really picking up as of late. And again, in a really good team. The last 4 games against Cleveland, San Francisco, Kansas City, and New Orleans, they won 2 out of the last 4. And he's thrown for 2 touchdowns each individual game and averaging a completion percentage at a nice, decent level. Had a couple of games with 75% completion, 62, over 100 quarterback rating. Again, he's the one doing it kind of all. So I am going to double down again. I believe Cam Ward, not because I'm a fan, but I've always said it. This kid has the tools, not just to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, not just to be a franchise quarterback in the NFL, but to be an elite quarterback in the NFL. Tools that he has. His work ethic is next to none. There's nobody that touches his work ethic. This kid is in there at 5 o'clock in the morning. He has that old school mentality that he learned from his pops. He's faced adversity all his life. Walk on. Multiple offenses. Had to work himself to get paid as he did through his college career. Work and make teams. Nothing was ever given to him. You see it out on the field. He doesn't give up. And also, he has the talent. Talent and work ethic. He has the talent. He has the ability to make special plays. And he's also a very smart individual. This kid has all the tools. I just hope that the Titans hire a good coach, a coach that has a quarterback mind, somebody that can adapt and take this kid's unbelievable skill set because he has the tools. He's big, strong arm. He's also accurate considering the fact that he doesn't have any time to throw. He's 1,000 times better than Shedeur Sanders, okay? He is kind of generational. He is generational, not legendary. And also, he's also very bright, man. He has a Drake May-like IQ, has the ability to make unbelievable improvised plays like Patrick Mahomes. And he's, again, man, he's has the work ethic of Tom Brady. I just said it. He's a hybrid. And if you get a good offensive line, a coach that can scheme well for him, a good system, this kid's going to be special. I'm telling you, with shit, this kid has turned his rookie year, which started as chicken shit, into chicken soup. To pass for 3,000 yards, get 15 touchdowns and 7 picks with an offensive line that could not block a freaking toilet paper roll. That's how bad it is. This kid deserves a shot in the NFL. This kid is special. And I'm going to die down on this. I'm going to die on this hill until I'm proven completely the opposite and wrong. Because Cam Ward can be great. But again, he's doing everything he can with a really bad team. Put the pieces around him. Watch Cam Ward bake. Watch Cam Ward cook. And really do some special stuff at the NFL. He deserves to be in the NFL as a starting quarterback. And to me, the kid has elite level talent. All right, what else do we got? All right, what else do we got, baby? Well, I got to give a shout out to the New England Patriots. My buddy Aaron, who's from New England, is going to come here and talk mad shit. Regardless of the schedule, New England is the AFC East champs. Shitty division. Jets, Dolphins, Bills. Again, it was up for the Bills. Bills' time is running low because Drake May is the real deal. Regardless of the record, regardless of the fact that they beat, I think, just one team over 500. It's okay. You win the games that you were given. Regardless if they're 1-out in the playoffs, if they will be 1-out in the playoffs, what this kid has done is very Brady-like. From a talent level, this kid's tools bag is much way ahead of his time. By the same time Tom Brady was in the league. Tom Brady's second year, I know he was winning some games and they won a Super Bowl, but nowhere near the tool bag that Drake May has. Drake May is way more athletic. Drake May has better footwork. Drake May has a better arm. He throws a better deep ball. Drake May throws some really, really good balls in some really tight spots. So if New England knows what they need to do in order to take a stronghold of this division again, which starts this year, they just need to keep putting the right pieces around Drake May. It's impressive. It's impressive. Mike Vrabel has done a hell of a job. Again, coach of the year candidate for me. I still like Kyle Shanahan better, but coach of the year candidate for me. But you got to give the Patriots their props. 13-3, winning that division. Second year, Drake May. You got Stephon Diggs. You got a couple other young wide receivers. Stephon Diggs, again, over his prime, but you know what? He's still a dangerous wide receiver. Trayvon Henderson, great running back. Now he's coming off late. As of late, there's a lot of room to grow here, and there's a lot of room to improve. It's scary. It's scary that they keep adding the right pieces around him, the Patriot way, but this time don't cheap out on the wide receivers. You may have another potential dynasty brewing here. Not this year, but the future looks very, very bright for New England. And the potential dynasty brewing has legs for reality. Shout out to Drake May and the Patriots and Mark Vrabel for another outstanding coach and another outstanding coaching job. I mean, the Titans are idiots. Imagine Cam Ward with Mike Vrabel as head coach. What else do we got? I think we're good here. What we're gonna do now. Oh, hold on a second. I got one more thing to hit. I got two more things to hit. The Giants. I really cannot stand my Giants, right? Here we are. We're doing it again. Hold on a second. Let me hit the chat. Oh, Reverie Sports in the house. Taz Lego, Vrabel, Derrick Henry, Harold Landry, and Malik Willis. Absolutely. What is up, Charles from Bravery Sports? Absolutely on point, my man. Mike Vrabel, Derrick Henry, Harold Landry, Malik Willis. Yes, and A.J. Brown. And they traded A.J. Brown. Absolutely. Hell of a coach. Franchise is toast. Loved. Again, I hope they surround my boy with really good talent. Good to hear from you, Charles, from Reverie Sports. Check out his channel. Awesome channel, man. Everything in Baltimore that you want to know about. Baseball, the Ravens, and Baltimore Orioles. Yeah, we know, man. This is your guy. And every other Baltimore area sports, of course. But, again, you've all heard me in my channel here, the entire year, say that it is time that we let go of the entire team, pretty much. And they have, right? Dable is gone. DC is gone. Get rid of the OC as the offensive coordinator as well. But here we are again. We need to get rid of this guy. I mean, it also get rid of the GM. This is not. I mean, yes, he's drafted well, but I don't give a shit about drafting well. He hasn't done shit in the free agency, and all the good drafting has only put us with 2 wins this year, 3 wins again, and here we are. Here we are all over again. Last year at this point, on December 29. The Giants had the number 1 pick, and we beat the Colts in Week 17. Lost the top pick. Yesterday, we had secured the number 1 pick up to that point. We beat the Raiders. Again, it's the Raiders. Hard to lose to the Raiders in Week 17. So we're no longer probably going to get number 1 pick. And F you people, if you keep telling me that you're supposed to play the game to win, absolutely, you guys are supposed to play the game to win. But when I'm this deep down in the season in the shedder, and my win is in the form of a number 1 pick, I'm going to play bad enough to lose. Find me, NFL. The fine is like, jeez, man. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's just the way the Giants are. just the way the season is going, just the way it is what it is, man. The Giants can't even tank right. I know. You're not supposed to tank on purpose. Whatever. Everybody tanks on purpose. They just don't tell you in your face. It's on the DL. So, unbelievable. Here we go again. Repeat of last season. Joe Schoen, or Joe Shane, whatever you want to call this guy, should not be the Giants GM next season. I am not going to stop saying it because it's true. Fire this guy as well. You got time to find yourself a new GM or find a coach first to get your GM. John Gruden is knocking, my friends. He's available. Go get John Gruden. He's your head coach. Solve the GM later. Unreal. Damn team can't even tank right. I said it. All right, what else we got? We got one more thing to get off my chest. And let's finish it off with MVP conversation. All right. What do we got here? Drake May and Matthew Stafford, identical numbers. Drake May has over 4,200 yards, 4,203. Stafford, 4,179. Drake's 30 touchdowns, and I know he has a few more rushing touchdowns. 8 interceptions. The league leading completion percentage. The guy has he's breaking all the records for completion percentage already for the Patriots. So, and Matthew Stafford, 4,179 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, 5 picks. Pretty darn close. One team has the division. One team is probably going to go in. It's going to go. They're both teams going to get the playoffs. One's just going to win the division. Again, Matthew Stafford, what he's done this season, at what, 36? Or he's 38. I forget how old is he. He's not a young guy. Has his best season as a pro. This is a guy that nobody thought he was going to even start the season because of injuries. And has battled. Went on a 26, 27 touchdown streak without throwing a pick. And in a division, in the hardest division this season, the NFC West, putting those type of numbers. Again, Drake May, the ceiling is still high, which is scary. This is Matthew Stafford's ceiling right here. Drake May still hasn't hit a ceiling, which is scary. But it's Matthew Stafford's time. It's Matthew Stafford's MVP. All right? Tougher schedule, tougher competition in the division, tougher division. All right? So that right there says it all in my book because the numbers are so even that Matthew Stafford is your 2025, 26 MVP. Hands down. It shouldn't be an argument. You know, it should not be a running back. It should not be a wide receiver. That's it. Jonathan Taylor is done. Everybody was saying Jonathan Taylor. Christian McCaffrey. Nope. That's great years Christian McCaffrey has had. He's had a better year a couple of years ago, and they didn't give it to him. You know what I'm saying? When they went to the Super Bowl, he should have won the MVP back then. He had a great year this season, but he's not an MVP. Matthew Stafford, hands down, should get this award. They got to make the playoffs, and they did it against a schedule that was about 5 times tougher than Drake May's. Not Drake May's fault or New England Patriots. They did what they were supposed to do. Way tougher competition. 49ers, Seahawks. All right. They're playing a division when they're going to have 3 playoff teams. So it is what it is. Hands down, Matthew Stafford is this year's NFL offensive MVP. It is what it is. Come at me. But I think it's pretty hands down. Common sense. It's like a lock. But shout out to Matthew Stafford. The man deserves it. He deserves to be the MVP. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. Oh, we got another. Here we go. The Back It Up Bench podcast. What's up, my man? Thanks for popping in. Rams tougher division. Rams 3-2, May 4-1, but play the Jets and Fans. Absolutely. Rams tougher division. It's kind of hands down. 3-2, and you're right. May 4-1, but they play the Jets and the Fins. I mean, shoot, it's. I think they beat the Buffalo Bills. That's it. That was like but absolutely. Tougher division, man. Just that division alone is nasty. And Matthew Stafford has been balling all year long. I mean, Drake May is going to get a few of these in his career based on what we've seen so far this year. So great observation there. The Back It Up Bench podcast. Check him out, man. He has some really, really good show, man. He does a lot of stuff, bro. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Thanks. Appreciate the comments. All right. I think that's, let me take a look, man. I think that's all I got today. I don't think I have anything else. Let me see if I have anything else. I'm looking at my my little script here. I don't think I have anything else, but I also look at my where I save some tweets and stuff like that I like to discuss as graphics. But yeah, no, I think that's it. That's it. I mean, I could hit one last one. Let's talk about the Eagles a little bit because it kind of has to do. They lost another close one, 13-12. They're going into the playoffs, maybe not as dominant as they were last year. I mean, Jalen is not playing his best football. But I'm going to tell you right now, don't discount the champs out. Their defense is playing outstanding. And that's a big plus. Yes, don't get me wrong. They're playing a lot tougher competition. Not the same Rams team from last year. This 49er team has always given them headaches in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So we have a tougher road for this team this season. But you can't discount the Eagles out no matter how ugly their offense has looked. It just takes a spark. Running the football a little better with Saquon. Jalen just needs to start throwing the football a little better, start hitting some shots. They still got a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, their tight end has 11 touchdowns, breaking the single season record for tight ends, all right, for the Philadelphia Eagles, which they had a guy named Zach Ertz, who was pretty fucking nasty, who, by the way, McBride just broke his record, his single season receiving record of receptions. But their defense is outstanding. So you can't discount the Eagle, regardless of how bad, how ugly this team looks right now. Oh, this is a really good take here, but back it up. Yep, Bills should have won. Love the Bills. Yep, absolutely. Exactly. 2-point conversion. Exactly. I'm all about it. But in this one here, man, no more kicks, 2-1 in chances. I get it. You go for it too. You go for the 2-point conversion or take your chances in the playoffs. I think that's what they do. I think the Bills understand that they might not win the division, but they know they could probably take on anybody. They could take on. I think they could take New England on, so they're not worried about that. But yeah, don't discount the Philadelphia Eagles. As much as I hate saying it, because I'm a Giants fan, don't discount them out. They have a defense that's scary, and remember, defense in the Super Bowl in the playoffs wins games. Now, that's all I got for today. Appreciate the Back It Up Bench podcast. Yo, make sure you check them out. Check out Ravery Sports. All right. 2 great podcasts, by the way, and great channels. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much for tuning in. Happy New Year's, everybody. May you have a blessed new year. Be safe. If you're going to drink and party, don't drive. Trust me, your boy has experience with getting busted. So don't drink and drive. Get wild if you need to. All of a sudden, do your thing. Appreciate you. Back it up. But have happy New Year's. But most importantly, God bless and have a safe New Year's with your families. All right. Your boy E-Man from the Average Joe Sports Talk Podcast. Sportscast from the Scripted Sportscast signing out. Peace. Yo.